to share with some of you because I get so many questions in my DMs, in my emails, on all across all social media about dating and being, a relationship coach. I thought I'd come on here and share some things from my knowledge. Well, as we know, dating can be very stressful. And sometimes we make it more complicated than we need to do that, right? But there are people out there who play games. You never know if the person's interested in you. It can be a whole lot of different things going on at one time. What is he thinking? What am I thinking? Do I actually like him? Where's the attraction? You're like, when are we going to have the next day? Like all the stuff, going through all of these online platforms, right? Just, all of the different apps. So I thought I'd come here and give, a bit of advice that I think is just going to be super handy and easier. Now, number one, it's super basic, but, a lot of people don't do this one. And I've been, in the past, someone who would say that I struggled in this area. And that is be yourself at all costs. Because whoever it is that you're trying to meet, a potential partner, a potential relationship, they want to meet you and connect with who you are. Now, if you go out there and try to be someone that you think that they are going to want to be attracted to or are interested in, then you're putting some sort of expectation on who this person is and who you are supposed to be for them. If you go out there and be yourself at all costs, what that does is that you're going to find the people who are actually attracted to you, who like you, who are drawn to you, and you're more likely to find someone on your same level. So be yourself, and authenticity shines through all the time. So that's key. That's number one there as well. The second one is don't get too excited too early. Now, I used to do this all the time. I'd go on one date and I'd start planning the rest of my life with this person, start envisioning it and going on this fantasy dream-like vision of what it was, because I was so desperate to find someone, right? This is years ago, right? Now, if you get too excited too easily, that kind of comes across as neediness. And for the other person, it can be kind of a bit detrimental. The energy can be a bit kind of off-putting. You probably met someone in your life where, they've been needy and you've noticed this as well. So just kind of understand that, don't get too excited early on because you just want to let it grow, right? You also need to get to know the person, get to know what's going on, and actually decide whether, this thing is actually right for you as well. So that's kind of what you want to do. Don't get too excited. Just kind of go into it, ease into it, get to know the person, enjoy the experience, and you'll take away that stress, that anxiety that happens as we go on in the dating world as well. The next one is don't just focus on one type of person, right? Now, what do I mean by that? Everyone has a type, right? We all like, this kind of, hair color, this kind of muscle build, this kind of person with this kind of career, all of the different things that we fit into the list or the type that we have. Now, if we only ever try to look into this one box, we struggle to see that there might be a lot of people outside of that are actually perfect for us, right? Now, they say opposites attract. So, not everyone needs to be just like you. So have a look at what it is that you kind of want, but also don't be afraid to go outside of the box, outside of that ideal type, because you might just find that you're more suitable and more attracted to people that are just not within this one bubble. And getting to know that opens your eyes, opens your horizons, and you probably open yourself to a whole new world of dating, which is super cool. So that's something that I think is super important. Just stop sticking within one single type as well. Next one is know the reputation of the apps that you're using. We know that Grindr is more of a hookup app. We know that Tinder and Hinge and all these other ones out there can be more of dating apps. So think about the kind of apps that you're using and that you're spending your time on, and what's the outcome. If you're looking for a hookup, you know where to go. If you're looking for a date, you know where to go. But don't just kind of force it and act like you've got to do one, or the other as well. Like you don't go on Grindr expecting to meet the love of your life. It can happen. It did for me, thank God. But it's not the normal story that's told out there. So think about it. If you're dating and you're serious about it, where are you going? Where are you finding the kinds of people that you're looking for to go on these dates as well? Next one is before you go on the date, get on a call with this person. Get on a FaceTime with them, right? I know so many people out there with this world of online dating think that, you can't do this. But why not get on a call, get on a FaceTime to get to see this person, get to know the person, and then you can kind of suss them out, because we all know in the world of online that sometimes things look better than they actually are. So, people are going to have different photos that look perfect. They're going to have a specific set of what they want you to see specifically. They're going to show you their best and what they want you to see. Whereas if you get on a call, you get on a FaceTime, you can get a chance to have a quick chat with the person, see if there's actually, a bit of a spark there. Then you can decide to go on a date, right? So it's important that don't just always think that you have to go straight to going on a date with someone. It can be easy that you just book in something, lock it in and go, hey, look, let's have a call. And that's the first little date, this first little get to know them. And then, from there, you can weed out a lot of people as well. Because who's been on some shitty dates before? I can tell you, I've been on many shitty dates where I've gone there and then I've been on the date and I felt bad to leave, that I've just stayed the whole time and got myself wasted back in the day when I was drinking. And that those kinds of decisions just don't lead to a great outcome. So you've just got to know that you can get on a call, FaceTime them, and get to know these people as well. Next one is, don't plan your dates like weeks or days ahead, right? Like if you want to catch up with someone, you want to meet up with someone, what are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? Like, get it sorted. Don't be like, oh, I've got to plan it for Saturday, and that means I've got to go get my hair done. I've got to get a tan on. I've got to do all these different things, right? Like just jump in and like plan something in the next, say, 24 to 48 hours to make sure that you can go do something as well. Because the longer you leave it, like the easier it is for you to cancel. The easier it is for you to get cold feet. The easier it is for them to get cold feet and to ghost you as well. Now, and it also can cause a lot more stress and a lot more anxiety within you when you leave it longer. So like just jump in and say, hey, what are you doing in the next 24 to 48 hours? And you'll find that the anxiety will lessen because, you don't have that time to be so anxious about it. You've just planned something so simple as well. Next one is don't try to force attraction, especially early on, right? When you're getting to know someone, you don't know them and you don't know if you're going to be attracted to them. And attraction doesn't always have to start and be this magical, mystical, lustical thing that happens from day one. It can grow, it can build, and it can be a slow burn as well. So if you find that you're getting to know this person and you have a good, conversation with them, that doesn't mean that the attraction won't be there. It just means that you just shouldn't be forcing it. Like sometimes we try to force things and then we ruin it because we've pushed too far, a couple of stages further than really where we're at and where we need to be as well. So think about that and don't try to force any of that attraction as well. And then the final one that I'm going to leave you with today is that sex is important, but it's not the be all and end all. Meaning, if you're going on a date with someone, sex doesn't have to be on the first day, and it doesn't have to be this big thing that's scary or like has to be perfect or anything like that. It's important, of course, to have that within your relationship, but there are so much more deeper things that you want to focus on, like intimacy, like connection, like conversation, like compatibility, right? Like values, like where you see your life, your goals, your visions, right? So things can be bigger and more important than just sex. And of course, sex will be up and down as you go through different seasons of your life. It's not always going to be perfect, amazing stuff. And it's not always going to be easy. Sometimes you have to find your groove to get into sex and to have it, be something really cool and amazing as one part of your relationship, because it is not the only part as well. So there, I just want to jump on and talk about that because I was just feeling a bit inspired to share a little bit about that, because I know I get a lot of questions about dating and relationship stuff and so forth. Let's just jump on here, share a couple of things so that you guys can maybe start to take away some of the anxieties, take away some of the stress, and not make it so confusing for yourself in the future. All right, there. Comment below, which one of these tips was your favorite, and maybe ask me some questions about this if you have it, so that I can support you, on your journey to find love as well. All right. Always remember that you've got this and I've got you.